Morning, chaps. It's Bank Holiday Monday here in the UK, and of course, as is our tradition, it's been raining all morning, but it's going to clear up this afternoon. Want to do a little bit of an unusual shave test today. I recently received from America via Etsy a very nice strop. I saw that it was virtually unmarked. It's an old one, definitely an old strop. And it came with 2 razors. Now, I think they all came from the same gentleman. I think perhaps it might have been a house sale, I don't know. But the interesting part being both the razors were overall not bad condition. I've taken them into my workshop and worked on them a bit, cleaned them up, and of course gave them a little bit of a buff. But what was intriguing to me was I'm certain they came from Milwaukee. I'm certain that both the strop and the razors were originally from the same household. The strop, although it was unmarked, I did a little experiment which I'd like to show you. This is the strop. As you can see, hopefully you can see, it was a very, very nice quality strop in its day. A little unusual. There's the sign on the back, on the handles. So you can see it's a Shell horsehide, number 340. It's an Irwin leather goods company from Chicago. It had an unusual, sort of slight bluey tint, coarse leather back, and of course a very nice flexible Shell horsehide front. So I thought I'll do the razors up, and this time I'm going to try and strop them on the original strop. Well, here's the 2 razors, now honed and stropped, but here's the interesting part for me anyway. Let me just read you. It's got Milwaukee on that side, and the full address, which I should read to you, is... God, it's fine print. It's John Pritzlaff, hdw.co.milwaukee, Wisconsin. Now, that's the Diddy one. That's a 4.8. Here's the bigger one. But this one is a very nice looking razor. Unusual, rather nice impressed horn, possibly an early plastic. But as you can see, it's got rather nice little figures and decoration. This one's a slightly bigger one. This is a 1094 John Pritzlaff, hdwe.co, and this one had a nick out of the front of the blade, which I had to use a diamond plate to remove, and then I went through the usual process. This time I handheld my hone stones to do it. I didn't actually put them in a holder and do them laboriously over the tap. So forgive me wittering on, but this was a quick experiment. The actual edges weren't that damaged, apart from this one, which had a pretty severe nick out the very front of the blade, but that's now gone. But what I did was I tried stropping them after visually inspecting that the edge was a very fine mirror. And I thought, okay, I'll strop them on this fine old strop. I then studied the blade afterwards, and it had ruined it. You do get contamination with strops, which is why you have to be so careful. You must store your strops with great care. If you buy a second-hand strop, it's almost guaranteed to have contaminants, either in the leather or on the canvas, or in the case of this one, which is a thicker, coarse leather on one side and very fine on the other. So it destroyed the edge by leaving little scratches all along it. So I then had to rehone it and take it onto my proper strops. Let me introduce you to my proper strops. There is, of course, a Kaneyama canvas, and I got my favourite. If I can dig it out, just remove this old strop. There you go, there's your Llama brand, Kaneyama, best you can get, best in the world. And that immediately redeemed my mistake. But what I did do was, even more experiment here, I put it on to, I haven't got the right one, yes I have. I put it onto a paddle strop, just to help remove those scratches. It did remove the scratches, but the white TI paste is a little bit coarse and didn't actually do very well on HHT. So what I did was, sorry to ramble on, I used the green chrome oxide on a lovely canvas strop. Thank you, Gary. And that did the job. Then, obviously after the green oxide, straight onto the Kaneyama. So, as I say, that has now restored the edge that I ruined after putting a very good 12K mirror finish. I then was stupid enough to put it onto an old antique strop. However, let's see how this one, the larger one, which is the John Pritzlaff, let's see how this one works. It HAT'd very, very well indeed. I'm going to use this mirror. Oh yeah. 3 days of stubble. I don't particularly like small blades. This one's very, very good. It hanging hair tested so well that it was cutting the length of hair both in one direction and in the other. Yeah, it's not a bad little razor. All the way from the USA. As you can see, it's a nice little edge. Stalling a little bit. It's a hard test. As I say, I've got horrible stubble. It's not dark any longer. It's rather silver, and it's very stiff. Old man stubble, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a hair expert. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I'd say that's a good little blade. All the way from Milwaukee. Now let's try the midget. This is the little one. So it's the same company, Milwaukee razor, but this is only a 4/8, and this is really diddy stuff. So let's give that a go for my before the lala dries out. See how this works. Pretty good. Very diddy. Not as comfortable. A little bit more draggy, just a little bit. And it is a tiny, tiny, tiny little razor. Not what I would choose. I like 8/8 razors generally. But you can shave with anything, so I'm not complaining. Yeah, I didn't put as much work into this one, and it's a little bit draggy. So let's put that one down, pick up the other one. This was a harsh test, very harsh test, for the simple reason I haven't put the work in. It was entirely handheld stones, but it was a good progression. But I just couldn't be bothered, to be honest, to put too much work into a 4/8. It's never going to be a favourite razor. I'd much rather have a nice big fat 8/8. But still, let's go and finish off this side. First pass, but it's indicative. It's useful. don't know if you guys can hear this, but it's definitely a better cut. I love to see how well a razor will take off the rather stubborn neck hairs, and it's doing very well. I don't think I'd ever change my opinion about the size of a blade. Oh, it struggled there, didn't it? Yeah, it's stalling a bit. It's a very deep hollow, which I approve of. Very nice deep hollow razor. The only thing I would say is deep hollows of this size, I think they do struggle a little bit. So I don't think I'm going to put too much effort into this shave. It's nice to have restored two lovely little, I think, historic razors. They're probably late 19th century. They could be early 20th century. Difficult to say, but the address sometimes gives you a clue, so I'd say they could even be mid 20th century. Do I like them? No. Can you shave with them? Yes. It was an experiment. We learn from our experiments, hopefully. It's struggling a little bit across the moustache. As I say, it's a very deep hollow ground blade for a small, and it is small, for a small blade. It's one of the most deeply hollow I've seen. It's, let me try and show you. That is an intensely hollow grind. So it does struggle a bit in some areas. I actually prefer, in the normal way, I prefer a hollow. Though recently, I've been very happy indeed using some big wedges and quarter hollows. In the last video, I was very, very happy with the rigger razor. That's a monster, a gentle monster. Before that, the Max Sprecher, which is even bigger. And both are equal quality. They're both custom razors. I was very, very, very happy to use them. And I was very surprised at how gentle they were. Normally I'd go for gentleness, I'd go for a big Philharmonica. Against the grain. Yeah. It's okay. I've used the same soap as last time. Remains in my coconut bowl from that Jeff Smith very kindly donated to me as a tester. As I say, it's the same as the last shave. It's a Zingari Man Siga shaving soap, Mousse à la Manie Rogue. So whatever that means. So yeah, pretty good soap. I mean, it lathers up all right. As I keep saying, I'm a blade person really. I could probably shave with any soap. Some are much better than others. At the same time, if it doesn't irritate me, and this is a very nice modern lather. But in conclusion, as I was trying to explain my mistakes, if you buy a second-hand strop, particularly an old one, it might be faultless, no nicks, nothing like that, but it's been contaminated. And this edge was ruined. So steer away from strange antique strops. I like them for what they are. I like them because they've got history, they're beautiful to look at. Anything with gold I like. It has gold writing on the strop. You know, I'm not going to go for anything fancy here because it is okay. It's just a little bit grabby. It struggles under the nostrils because it's so deeply hollow ground. It stalls. However, listen, chaps, I don't want to waste your time. It's Bank Holiday Monday. It's stopped raining now. I'm going to go out in a minute on my bike. So, wonderful, chaps. See if this works. Catch you another day. Bye for now.